I'm Jessica Clemons and welcome back to New Rockstars. Today, I'll be diving into Glass Onion and the twist and ending explained because this movie was so funny and fun. And I just have to talk about it with someone because none of my friends saw it in theaters yet. It was only out in theaters for a short period of time. And if you missed it, it'll be coming to Netflix December 23rd. So be warned, this video will contain a lot of spoilers because I'm going through with the entire thing, baby. Oh, I love murder mysteries. Knives Out 2, aka Glass Onion, brings back Daniel Craig as our detective Benoit Blanc to solve a seemingly easy murder mystery. Hear me out. Like a Glass Onion, it has a ton of layers, but once you peel them back, it's very easy to see what was at the center the entire damn time. Let's start with Duke. What I liked about this murder mystery was we actually don't know that the first murder victim died days before the movie even started. It doesn't become a murder mystery until Duke dies. Then we're all freaked out. It's revealed later that Miles swapped drinks with Duke, knowing Duke is deathly allergic to pineapple, killing him on purpose because Duke's phone, as the internet addict he is set to alert him about everyone in the room along with his favorite hobby. So when the press leaked Andy committing suicide, he used it as leverage on Miles, seeing as 1, Duke is the only person that saw Miles leave Andy's house the day that she died. 2, Duke wants his own little news program on Alpha, and 3, he'd never tell anyone. It'll be a secret between the two of them, which is a stupid idea. It's the holidays and lots of us are going to be going to dinner parties and none of us want to show up empty-handed. If you're one of those people that show up empty-handed, what's wrong with you? It's so easy for you to get little things. The classy thing to do is just bring a bottle of wine, but I don't know which bottle of wine to bring, and that's where Bright Cellars comes in hand. I got 2 right here. Bright Cellars is the easiest way for people who are curious about wine to learn what kind of wines they love so they can share the love of wine with people they love. And you can act like you're really smart and you know a lot about wine like me. Bright Cellars has you take a quick 7-question quiz that will match you with wines from all over the world, picked specially to match your taste, which let me tell you, my taste is rich. After that, Bright Cellars will send you the wine directly to you so you don't have to waste time at the liquor store buying wines based off of the label. Each package of wine comes with wine education cards for every bottle that outline tasting notes, suggested pairings, and best serving temperatures. You guys, you can look like the wine connoisseur. Along with these ones, Bright Cellars sent me Tentra de Luna. And I know I'm pronouncing that wrong, but let me tell you, by the card, it makes me look really smart. The info card suggested using Manchego cheese, my favorite from Spain, to bring out a really robust flavor, and it was spot on. Easily a new go-to wine for me, and I love it. If you rate your wines after you try them, your future picks will improve, so you can dial in exactly what type of wine you like. If you've got a follow-up questions, Bright Cellars concierge team will help you with any questions you might have. You can just at me. Bright Cellars is giving our followers a limited time offer of $50 off of their first 6-bottle box. Click the link in the description and get started. You'll be glad you did. Just like me, I'm double fisting, baby. Andy and Helen are my next biggest twist. Throughout the movie, we've been seeing weird red flags. The flat tire shoelace undone scene that was a little too long, the stumbling down the stairs from Andy, the weird subtle conversation each group is having. It's revealed later, once Andy is shot, that it's not really Andy who we saw at the beginning and breaking open the wooden box and hanging out on the island. It's her twin sister, Helen. You got twins! And twins. Put that in there. Andy allegedly committed suicide days prior and Helen ain't buying it, so she enlists Detective Benoit Blanc. And like a Glass Onion, it makes perfect sense why you'd have Helen pretending to be Andy. 1, it would certainly rattle the person who killed you who's there. 2, you could go and give Benoit the invitation like he was invited himself and then lure him to the island. 3, while you gain insight as your sister, you can help give Benoit all the details. No one will ever suspect you but the killer, who is too dumb to put 1 and 1 together and say, oh, my dead colleague is here. And so is Detective Benoit Blanc. I didn't invite him. He must be with her. She must suspect someone of killing her sister. It's so easy, but Miles is such an idiot. So then we get into this hydrogen disaster. How Miles is creating a hydrogen fuel, aka clear with a K, I hate him, that uses seawater to fuel the world. When they sort of get into it, Kathryn Hahn's character compares it to the Hindenburg. Now, like Miles, Glass Onion, and the house, the Hindenburg exploded when hydrogen leaked and mixed with the oxygen from outside the ship, along with a spark which ignited the gas, causing the ship to explode with flames. So it's clearly a bad idea, seeing as people can't even light a candle or make glass. You know how people just make glass in their houses? Either way, no one, I don't know. I think I put that in there as a joke. Now, what's interesting to me is that hydrogen actually burns with a light blue flame and is nearly invisible during daylight hours. It could look more yellow when there's dust or sodium in the air. Since it's made from seawater, the hydrogen fuel crystal that she throws into the fire, and they live on an island, that could be why the flames were not blue. They were very bright and yellow. The only thing that irritated me is why did the lighting of the napkin on fire not cause a combustion, but the giant fire pit did? Maybe it has something to do with the amount a spark needed to make it combust. Either way, every home can possibly explode if the invention were to make its way into the right or wrong hands. Okay, so now we get into Miles, Edward Norton. Gotta love him, gotta hate him. Unfortunately, Benoit Blanc, at his finest point in the movie, recognizes he put the idea of how to get away with killing Duke into Miles' head. Before Blanc suspected Miles of being the two-time killer, he told him to be careful. He's crossed everyone on this island, and inviting him here is like turning off the lights and placing a gun right on the table, which Miles takes to heart and literally does after killing Duke, leading everyone to suspect each other and not him. For a stupid guy, he did it in a lot of good ways. He planned a party so he could use it as a group hang as an alibi for Andy's death, distracted us with Birdie's stupid dress twirling. He confidently misled us about Duke, and we believed him. As most billionaires, he's very sneaky, controlling, good and bad at putting the blame on someone else. And like the stupid billionaire he is, he hid the napkin instead of destroying it. And I know all of us in the theater watching this was like, destroy the napkin, you idiot! If we know anything about true crime, you destroy the evidence. No one will find it. No one will find it. This napkin was the holy grail of the movie. It was Andy's original plan for Alpha, showing that Alpha, though she co-owned it with Miles, was more her idea than his. When the napkin disappeared, Miles won her share of the company, kicking her out with nothing. Later, Andy found the napkin, threatened her old friends to come clean, or else she would use it as evidence, which scared Miles into killing her so he wouldn't be found out. Now, a normal murderer, again, would get rid of the evidence, but not this one. He hid it behind a Fibonacci sequence, which we see as one of the games you have to solve from the wooden boxes in the very beginning, with a red spot in the same place as the one in Miles' glass onion, harboring Andy's red envelope. He wanted to be caught the entire time. Luckily, Miles realizes he needs to destroy the evidence once confronted with it by Helen. He sets it ablaze. No one saw nothing, right? The shitheads continue to be shitheads. Alas, Detective Benoit Blanc knows when he's been beaten, and we're all saddened until he puts into her head, Helen's, suggestively to burn the place down to the ground with the hydrogen cell he tossed to Benoit earlier that he never gave back. So like I said earlier, fire plus hydrogen is a big no-no. Once everything's on fire, do you feel like you won? Do you feel like Helen won? Do you think everyone's been avenged? Of course not. That is until we see the beautiful rented out Mona Lisa behind its safe prison. Destroy it, Helen. That was me in the theater. I was like, yeah, destroy it. As soon as Miles bragged about his fail-safe release button, I was like, oh, someone's gonna use that and destroy it. Another glass onion moment. And rightfully so. Helen opened it, allowing it to be consumed in flames. I say rightfully so because I love payback. So let's talk about the Mona Lisa real quick. For storyline purposes, I love the justification. Miles rented the Mona Lisa due to COVID. COVID did halt tourism in a lot of countries, and those tourism-dependent countries lost a lot of money. France lost a good chunk of money. And now, does the Louvre really loan out its most prized artwork? Absolutely not. But like Beyonce and apeshit, you can rent out the place. It can cost you upwards of $34K, so I mean, like, you got that money, go ahead, or you can send it my way. But this shows just how ridiculously rich Miles is, and a lot of the rich antics billionaires will do. And now hear me out. Is burning the Mona Lisa okay? Is it a great way of getting back at someone? Absolutely not. But in a setting where no one saw anything, this billionaire trying to double-cross everyone just to set fire to the world's most prized piece of art with his hydrogen cell? Yeah, that won't look great. Plus, he'll lose all his money. Plus, he'll go to prison. No one will know it was Helen, but the shitheads and Miles. The group will hate him. The insurers of the painting will hate him. France will hate him. The world will hate him. He'll be penniless, jobless, and without his island home after he gets out, and I love it. Let me know in the comments what you thought about Glass Onion, if you'll be seeing the third one, because I know I will. I thought the movie was so fun. I actually genuinely liked it more than the first one, and I loved the first one, so I didn't think it was possible. Bring me more murder mysteries, you guys. I love talking about them, and I want to talk to you about them. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Lulu_Clemons. Follow New Rockstars. Subscribe to New Rockstars for more breakdowns of everything you love. Thanks for watching. But before you go, this Sunday at 10:30 a.m., we'll be performing at LA Comic-Con. We'll have the description below and the link to go get your tickets. Come check us out. It'll be me, Tommy, Brandon, Eric Voss, Zach. I think I'm missing someone, and I hope I'm not. Either way, thanks for watching. Let's all be remembered in the same breath as the Mona Lisa.